Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. I'm beginning the stream a few minutes early because we already have our quorum. Our main friends are already here. There are around 5 or 6 people online right now. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with my dashboard first. Our fear gauge has kind of regressed a little bit, around 2 points. Yesterday we were at 37, we are at 35. This could be attributed to the GDP numbers that came in, and we have two headlines out here. There's a lot of contrast that we need to see. What I want to point out is that some shiny objects have taken our focus, the market's focus, away from what exactly is happening with the economic data. We have McDonald's reporting largest US same-store sales decline since 2020. And on the other hand, you see McDonald's global sale post surprise drop as tariff chaos hits customer confidence. Now, these two put together shows the challenges that the companies like McDonald's and others who are fast food chains, which are international, are going to face. And also we have Eli Lilly sales roar 45% on weight loss drug demand, but drug maker cuts profit outlook. And you have GM lowers guidance as Trump tariffs will cost up to $5 billion even after all those SOPs that he had given. So basically what Trump is saying is that if you buy, let us say, a part for the car from, let us say, Canada, or sorry, let us say some country other than Canada and Mexico, and the part is made out of steel, then the steel tariff, which was also going to be put on top of the part tariff, will no longer apply. And also the 10% country-specific, what he called is that more or less a proactive tax or reciprocal tax, that will not apply. So instead of costing 100%, it's going to cost around 25%. So that's the relief that they have given, but still the tariff is at 25%. So GM is saying it's lowering guidance as Trump tariffs will cost up to $5 billion. And Harley Davidson also pulls annual forecast over tariff concerns. So this is the overall scenario. Now, amidst this, yesterday, Microsoft gave a fantastic report. Plus, also they had very good outlook beyond expectations of the analysts, whereas Meta's outlook was at par with what the analysts were expecting. Now, these twin factors out there made the market go bullish, and we are at a very critical level in the trading view. I'll show you on S&P 500. We are at a very critical level. If we go above that, then definitely we are going to be bullish. If we bounce back from there, we could drop significantly. So we are at an inflection point right now, and personally, I don't see the reason why the market should be so bullish, given all the problems that are unfolding right now with regard to the tariff. Now, we are looking at some economic data coming in at around 10 a.m. today. We'll have ISM PMI manufacturing data coming in. This will be important. And then non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate will come. This can be added to the ADP payroll data that came in, and it will give us an overall picture of what's the level of employment. And this has prompted many people to say that there will be up to 4 rate cuts from the Feds this year. And friends, as you know, when the rate cut happens, typically the market starts jumping up because money is freely available. We have to see whether that happens this time around and to what extent. Maybe it may happen, but to a subdued extent because of the underlying problems with the economy. Because when we go into recession, we will see that the stock market goes down, but the stock market will start picking up a short while before recession. And why am I talking about recession? Because the US 2-year by 10-year spread is still above 5, and it has been above 0.55. It's been above 0.55 for quite a while now. And you see that somewhere around 10th of April, it went up there, and since then for most of the time it has remained above. So that's a precursor for recession generally. And if you look at the dollar index has been below $1 for quite a while. It's been below 1 for, let us just put 5 days out here and 1 month. Okay, let's put the 1 month time frame out here, and I'm just going to quickly, it dipped to 99.64 on the 14th of April. Since then, it has been up only once, above 1, but it's always been below 1 since then, and it's a long period of time. Now, this is not good for US at this point of time when there is so much of tariff pressure coming up. If the US dollar index was much stronger, their imports will be cheaper, and that will kind of compensate for the tariffs, but that's not going to happen right now. With that said, I want to move on to our TradingView platform and look at the futures, and I want to show you some important data out here. Now you will see that this is today's candle in S&P 500 futures, and we have breached this ever critical level of 5641.00. So we are out of the bear channel right now. MACD is bullish, plenty of room on the RSI, and this can start galloping away. And I think we had a target out here of around 5820.25. I don't know when I drew the target. It was a cup and handle target, so we could start moving towards that. My instinct tells me that it should not happen. This is a aberration, but technicals are saying it's going to go up, so that's what I'm going to say out here. Nasdaq is also crossing this diagonal line of resistance, which is critical. So the Nasdaq futures has already breached this, which basically means when the market opens, the chances of S&P 500 and Nasdaq breaching critical levels and starting their bullish run is very high, in my opinion, based on the technicals out here. RSI has plenty of room. MACD is very bullish. Dollar index, as I pointed out, is less than 1, and you have the 10-year yields which have gone down, and they are coming to the support level of 4.138. and if they bounce off from here, I'm going to remove these lines because I don't think it's a bull flag anymore. I think it could become a bear channel, so I'm going to leave it like that. MACD is bearish and momentum is also below average, so yields are poised to fall down. Now, this is contrary to what I am thinking based on the dollar index, based on the 2-year and 10-year spreads, based on GDP reading and the tariff aftermath that is likely to unwind in the coming quarters. So I don't know what is happening out there, but this is what it looks like. Now let's go on and look at indicators where we left them. S&P 500 closed at around 5569.07, and today I think the resistance is going to be 5639.87, and the support is going to be 5487.67. and MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average. It's a little bit flat, so we'll see what happens when the market opens. There is a little bit of gap fill to happen out here, and this gap fill will surely happen, and that's my opinion. Now I'm just going to briefly look at the chat section here because there's a lot of activity going on. It's all inf. Okay, inf, I'm going to come back to you. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. Let me get back to the analysis. Okay, next we have Nasdaq, and in case of Nasdaq, we are looking at Nasdaq closing at 19,571.02 yesterday. And for today, the resistance is going to be this minor line of resistance at 19,858.74, and the support is going to be 19,454.80. And we don't have any gap fills out here like we had in case of S&P 500, but the MACD is pretty strong, and the momentum is a bit flat but above average, plenty of room on the RSI. So things are looking pretty decent for S&P 500 and Nasdaq. If you look at QQQ pre-market, it's up 1.92%, and the minor line of resistance out here has been taken out. It was at around 485.01. We are at 484.59. So I think, yeah, so sorry, it has not been taken out. We are out here. This is the pre-market status, just out here for let me see, 484.84. 484.84. Yeah, it's just above that. Yeah, So yeah, so this has been taken out, and our next resistance for today is going to be 491.87. The support is going to be 485.01. If that support fails, then the next support is at 468.73. MACD is looking bullish, and momentum is also pretty good. Even though it's a little bit flat, it's above average, so that counts for something. Let's go on to VIX. VIX is down a little bit, which generally indicates that the market is going to start picking up. Put call ratio is very bullish, and gold has dropped because money is going into the stock market. And I think if you look at XLP, now XLP is going up. It has gone up 0.74% yesterday. So chances are that I'll be able to take my money out of XLP and wait for an opportune time to get back in. I'm back into profits on XLP right now. So with that said, I'm going to go on and move to AI, which is what we are here for. So NVDA is doing very well this morning. It's up 4.92%. It's at 114.27. This is a very good chance that this is going to push S&P 500 further above because S&P 500 is powered to a good extent by NVIDIA, and same is the case with other indices. Now, this diagonal line of resistance has been broken, and we are now aiming for this line of resistance for today. The resistance is going to be somewhere around 119.85. Support will sit at 113.76. I'm going to mark this as a support, and 106.98 became a support once again, and also this area is going to become an area of support. Let me block this out and mark the support out here. All these became support. So NVIDIA has moved very strongly. When NVIDIA moves strongly, the index should move strongly because there's a high delta for this. Next, let us look at Meta. Meta is up 6.34%, and we have a resistance at 550.23, which has been converted into a support in yesterday's price action. We had another resistance at 581.20, which has been converted into a support in yesterday's action. And now today we have a resistance which I'm going to thicken out here, this line, and the resistance is at 631.33. That's going to be the resistance for today. Support for today is going to be 581.34, and if we fall below this, then the next support is going to be 549.48. That said, I think the MACD is looking pretty good, but the momentum is a bit suspect. So we'll have to see how the market reacts. Maybe after having initially responded to Meta and Microsoft earnings, the market may, after the 1 hour of trading, it may probably turn around for Meta. So there is a good possibility of that happening, but let us keep our fingers crossed on this one. The momentum is the one that's worrying me with regard to Meta. Let's look at Google. Google is up 1.21%. Very smart upraising out there. And the support is going to be 159.39, and the resistance for today is going to be 164.38. Pre-market, we are already up 1.21% at 162.83. MACD is looking pretty decent, but moving towards the signal line to cross over to the bearish side. And you also see that the momentum is dropping, and it's just at around average. So this morning we'll see if Google is able to continue maintaining its upward momentum, or if it pushes down from the resistance and comes back down. Whatever I'm seeing so far makes me feel that the market might go up during the first part of the day, and probably during the second part of the day it may come down. More earnings are on tap, and those earnings have the potential to push us up. But once all these earnings news are over, I don't see any major catalyst that can distract us from the underlying problems. So we have to be alert about that. Today we have earnings from Amazon. Estimate for EPS is 1.36, and estimate for revenue is 155.15 billion. I'm pretty sure that Amazon would be able to meet or exceed these expectations. What I'm looking at is what's going to be their forecast for the next quarter, and that's where I think the market will also be focusing its attention on. And next, look at Apple. Apple was down Apple is down 1.51% in pre-market trades, and its support is going to be 207.27 today, and its resistance for today is going to be 217.38. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is above average, but it's a little bit flat, but much better than the other stocks that we saw today. And also we have earnings coming up this evening for Apple, and the earnings estimate, EPS estimate, is going to be 1.624, and the revenue estimate is going to be 94.54 billion. The most important thing to hear from Apple in their earnings call is going to be what's going to be their outlook for the next quarter, whether they are moving most of their production into India, and what is happening with their market share in China, and what are their strategies for China, what's the impact of tariff on them, because some of these companies are not going to offend Trump, and therefore they may just hold back their forward guidance. And when they hold back their forward guidance, the way I look at it is that it's not good, and they don't want to say it because they will get pressure from the White House, just like Amazon got a earful for the tariff disclosure on prices. So watch out for those kind of soft peddling out here. As retail investors, we have to be aware of these things because it's our pocketbook that's going to be affected. Now let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft was up 0.31% yesterday, and this morning on the back of earnings, it's up 9.17% in pre-market trades. So it's doing extremely well. It has broken through this minor line of resistance. It has broken through this major line of resistance at 401, and it has converted that into a support. So our next resistance I will plot is going to be a minor resistance that's going to surface somewhere around this level out here. This is going to be at 448.00, and then the next resistance is going to be out here, and this is going to be at 454.39. These are the two resistances. I can see one more potential resistance out here which has already been overcome. That was at 419.02. Pre-market we are already short past that, so very spectacular outcome from Microsoft. Now let's look at Tesla. Tesla is up 0.82%. There are rumors that the board was planning to sack Elon Musk, and then there is a denial that that was going to happen. Anyway, Elon Musk is moving out of Doge, so that could have a positive impact for Tesla. So I'm starting to look at this consolidation pattern out here as a very big positive, and maybe Tesla might break through this horizontal line of resistance of 298.66 today. And if it does that, then I think I'll look forward to seeing a bull channel on Tesla, which could be pretty sharp, and it could break through multiple resistances very quickly. So I'm going to keep a watch on Tesla. And then the support for today is going to be 269.09. MACD is bullish but moving towards the signal line. Momentum is above average, but it has dropped. But pre-market action makes me feel that positive news from Tesla is going to push it upwards. Oracle is up 4.39% today this morning, converting the resistance of 142.73 into a support, and this is basically because of the Microsoft and Meta news. The positive sentiment from there is hitting the technology sector, and it's boosting Oracle as well. Now the next resistance for us is going to be a minor line of resistance, and that's going to surface somewhere around this level out here. I'm just going to color this orange for the purpose to show that it's a minor resistance. So this is where I expect we are going to stop today, 157.21. AMD is up 2.66%. Is AMD going to start going bullish? That's the question I have in mind. In the past, AMD broke out of the previous bear channel and created a superior bear channel. Is this going to be the creation of another superior bear channel? I do not know, but I'm going to watch AMD carefully. MACD is pretty bullish. Momentum is above average and picking up. And if I was a speculating kind, I might probably buy some right now with the hope that this minor line of resistance at 103.06 could be broken. And we have a support out here at 96.94. Let me open this up. It's at 95.94. That's going to be our support today, and our resistance is going to be at 102.79. It looks pretty good at this point of time, but because of the prolonged bearishness, one needs to have a clear sign when it's going to move up, because we had a false breakout out here and then it dropped significantly. So I'll be very careful. If it breaks above this horizontal line of resistance, then I would try to buy it. SMCI is recovering a little bit of the losses from the previous day when it had disclosed a less than rosy quarter ahead. So 11.50% was the drop that we had. Then the gain in pre-market action is 2.13, and our support is going to be at 31.04, which was yesterday, and resistance is now converted into support. And then we have another support at we have a resistance at 34.90, and this is going to be a major resistance for the stock. And our MACD is tending towards the signal line, as well as the momentum is below average. So I would be a little bit careful with SMCI. If the support out here at 31.17 breaks, then we have another support here at 28.98. So I would look at these two support levels today and only this resistance at 34.67. Broadcom is up 2.93% in pre-market trades. Support continues to be at 186.37. And this resistance at 198.25 is likely to be breached today, because right now in pre-market we are at 198.10. So if this breaks through, then I think our next resistance is going to be a minor line of resistance, and I would peg that minor line of resistance somewhere out here. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit to be more precise. So we are going to have a resistance at 235.48. That's the way I see it. And then if you look at the MACD, it's trending towards the signal line. It's still bullish. Momentum is a bit flat, but above average. So Broadcom could go either way. I think it's the exuberance from Microsoft and Meta that's pushing Broadcom up, just like it did for for Oracle. Now let's look at Palantir. It's going from strength to strength. I bought into Palantir. I let go of my biases. I bought Palantir. It's very profitable at this point of time. RSI is in the overbought area. MACD is very bullish. I'm going to hold on a little while. If we touch around 124.13, I would probably sell Palantir and wait for it to drop down again. So resistance for today is 124.40. Support is going to be 101.53 for Palantir. SMH Semiconductor ETF is up 2.05% today. Our minor line of resistance at 219.59 will continue to support as line of resistance today, and the support at 201.20 will continue to serve the role of a support today. MACD is bullish, momentum is above average, but it's a bit flat. If NVDA picks up and AMD picks up, I think SMH will also pick up. Tempus AI is up 3.64% today, and for today the support is going to be 53.39, which is the first level of support. Right now we are at 53.62 in pre-market action. The resistance continues to be at 59.50, and the next level of support for this stock is going to be a very strong support at 42.99. MACD is looking bullish, but it's tending towards the signal line. Momentum is also dropping, so the chances of it going down is higher than the chances of it going up. I think this is the halo effect of Meta and Microsoft. If that starts to fade, everything is likely to fade. So that's what I have here, my friends. Before I go, just let me look at Celsius holding, which is up 0.43% today, and it's at 35.11. So 35.27 is the first level of resistance that we have out here, and the next resistance is going to be at 37.89, while support is at 32.05, and we'll also have minor line of support which is going to operate at around 33.20. So that's all for now, my friends, and I'm going to look at the comment section. David Best is saying ABO knee-jerk reaction on approval, large order institution buying. Yes, I think so, and that's a line of resistance. Let me show you ABEO. Let's do ABO because it's important today. ABO. So the way I look at it, we have a resistance for ABO at around 6.80, to be precise 6.81. So at around 6.81, I would probably take profit or sell calls if I was holding it. And I'm going to zoom out here, and if we break through this resistance of 6.80, then we have a gap fill that we have to complete. So right now we are in the gap fill mode, and we'll come back to finish the job of filling this gap out here and go all the way up at the very least to around 7.07. So there is plenty to gain in ABIO, but it is high risk because RSI is already overbought and it's overheated, so it should drop anytime now. It could consolidate and then drop, or it could touch this resistance and then drop. But if you're very lucky, it could break through and go and stop all the way somewhere around 7.08. In theory, the spike that we see out here has already covered the gap. So whether it needs to do that once again, I'm not very sure. So that's what I would say about ABEO. The other company I spoke was Precision. It's going to have the BLA. It's already submitted its BLA. It's going to have the PDUFA date somewhere around 27th of August. And generally at this stage, it's going to be an approval in my opinion. And that could give a spike for PGen the same way it did for ABO. So if we want to catch the same action, I would say keep a close watch on PGen and enter when it's low because it might jump, and it's not a long-term investment, it's just a short-term trade. That's the way I would put it. So David is saying short squeeze before earnings, 400 million projected earnings for 2025. Yes. Thanks a lot for the information, David. And guys, I think that we had a great session today, and thanks to all of you for joining up. And I think I'd like to end this video out here because I want to go and take my breakfast, and we have the allergy season out here, so I have to take my dose of Benadryl so that I stop wheezing and sneezing. So it's been difficult to do this live stream without sneezing. So I'm going to stop now, go for a volley of sneezes, have my breakfast and then my Benadryl, and be back in action. Thanks a lot, guys. You have a nice day. Bye for now. Thanks, Inf. I'll call you after the live stream.